Hey, how is everybody doing today? Oh, wait a minute, my pillows. I was cleaning up and putting things away, so as you can see, my pillows still need the sheet. That's where it is, so I'm live, so let me share this. Sharing on the group. We're doing this. Hi, Millie. We're actually streaming from my laptop because I can't seem to get this phone, which is the iPhone 7. I can't seem to, because every time I do it, I put it in landscape mode and it still comes out portrait. I do not know what's wrong with my phone. I literally am going to have the boys. I'm literally going to have my neighbor's kid teach me how to put it in landscape. Sometimes I have no problems with the phone, and other weeks I do. So this is one of the weeks where I'm having an issue with the phone. I might end up actually filming. I think I'm going to film the rest of this thing from the night voyage as a color and chat, because I do want to finish it on camera, because I did this with everybody. We did this with, we did this together. So I do want to do this. Well, no, Kim, I'm actually doing this from my laptop. This is from my laptop. It's not from my phone. Hello, today we're chatting. See, to me, where was that book I was reading? It's always when you can't find the book you're reading. Oh, not this way. I can't. It's weird. Here's my phone. We can color while I still chat, but it's not the same. So this is my phone without the padding on it or anything on it. So swipe up from the bottom. Hold on, let me swipe up. I've never been able to swipe from the bottom. I don't see anything. I'm trying to swipe up from the bottom and I can't swipe up from the bottom. See, I can't do it on my phone. Swipe from the bottom. I'm trying to swipe and it's not letting me. Oh, here, I see a panel. Is this what you're talking about? Yes, I see a control panel. So what am I trying to do? Screen mirrored in? Yes, I see that. It says looking for Apple TV. Okay, I see the portrait orientation right at the mouse icon, so that I have it off. Okay, unlock the thing. Yes, I did that. I saw the lock and circle and I put it off now. So now it's off. Okay, so maybe from now on I'll be able to do it now that I know how to do that beforehand. So we know how to do that in the future. I did the lock and circle, Kim. Oh, okay. Hmm. Oh, I'll have to remember that, Kim. Thank you for that. So I want to show you guys something I worked on today, and I finished it today. Some of you will see completed finishes. This is from Maui Mermaids. I finished this one today. This will not be in the June finished pages one. This one will be in the July ones. But I did do this with stripper bargain pencils. The only part of it that was done in Prismas was the skin tone. So that was the only thing that I did that was in the skin tone. Is anybody still here? Okay, I will remember that, Kim. I will try to remember that. Isn't it? I like this book. This book has a lot of interesting pictures in it. You know, guys, I will probably be doing that Daria Song picture. I don't think so, Kim, because we have, 11 people watching us? So we did manage to color a little bit downstairs, but I was trying to go downstairs because my mother was up here using the computer. And then, the other thing is, who's reading some good books? I'm actually reading this right now. Feversong by Karen Marie Moning, because I love every book in the Fever series. I have read the Fever series I actually started reading the series a long time ago because people said it was so good. But I also had read the last two books in the Highlander series before I started the Fever series. You should read those last two Highlander books because they actually set up some of what's going to be happening in this series. Remember, there's two parts of Fever series. You have the first part, which was Mac, and then what happened with Ice and Burns was they aged one of the teenage characters to be a young woman, and then people didn't like it. People did like it. My only problem with that was I wish that she had made that teenage character at least 15, 16 when the story started. That way, we would have had the character be not 12 or 13, and then she turns into a 20-something-year-old woman because she goes through this thing called the Silvers. And the series is very, very sexy. Oh, do you like the Neo colors? I like them because they're good. I haven't used them a whole lot, but I've been trying to get more into watercolors. So I see that. Oh, you look. Swatching for me is interesting because I like doing it a lot. Oh, Giseline. I don't think I've seen you before, Giseline. See, it's very different when I stream on my laptop than when I stream on my phone, because my phone, it's more facing me. And then, did I tell you guys that I actually finished Flowers and Gems? I actually finished this whole entire book, guys. This whole entire coloring book. And I did this whole book with markers and pencils. And I'm going to show you a picture I did. This was this picture, with the exception of this red flower here, was done all with the Color It water brush pens, except the skin tone. I had to go over the skin tone with a Prisma color pencil, and I want to show you guys something with what happened with the brush pens. The bleed through is from the thing that has the marker, but everything else did not bleed through when you use the Color It brush pens. So I just want you guys to know that. So I did finish this. I will be doing a finished flip through of this on the channel at some point. I could do a flip through now of the whole book, Phoenix. But maybe people would like them. But it's kind of hard to do the flip through with this way. But where did my chat go? Oh, you know, I really like the Cali Art brush mark. I really like the Cali Art markers, but I like the Dick Blicks just as well. But I will say that these brush pens are really amazing from Color It. They're really good. I didn't think I would like a brush tip marker, but I really like these. But you have to buy the refills separately. And I will show you what the refills look like. I have to go to my other room to get them. Yeah, they are nice, aren't they? This is what the refills look like. And you can refill these 15 times, and you put 10 drops of the refill solution in your markers. And to refill them, you actually, there's a really ingenious way to refill the markers. The way you refill them. Hello, Wellington. You unscrew this top, and you put the refill in this way. So you can refill it this way. So I never thought I would like them. But someone was telling me that the Arteza water brushes, what is the word? That they go through everything. Depends on, I have my pencils, markers, and pens in my drawer here, the ones that I use consistently and the most over here. I have 3 shelves of coloring books in my other room. I have 2 boxes down here. You don't see them because they're over there by the back. And then I have another box over there, but you can't see it because it's not part of the frame. So, see, I like something like this book, Prima Princesses, because it's made from watercolor material, so it's a good book to have, you know, to test your water mediums. I like this book just because. Thank you, Nancy Jean. Depends on where I can find space to put them, Susan. I find space. And I've been actually giving some of my books to some places, and I've also been thinking about giving them to some hospitals, maybe. Trying to find a picture. I like this picture. So I'll show you how they kind of work. This is going to be kind of weird to do it like this. So you put this like this. And I don't have refills of all the colors because the refills are like $6. Why does the check keep going in and out on me? I have a thing with my tongue. I need to work on that. So, see how it works like this? You see how the brush pens work on them? And they're dilutable. If you take a brush pen, you can dilute color with a water brush and spread it around even more. But this book is specifically made for watercolors. So keep that in mind too when you're using watercolors, if the book is made for watercolor or not. Because certain books will be made for watercolor and not. It comes out nicer when it's dried. I got these for the refillable feature. I'm not really a person who likes doing the tip to tip because I'm afraid of ruining the tip of my brush marker. It's just something that I've not had a whole lot of experience with. So what books is everybody reading actually? Because I always like to know what people are reading. And this color is ginger. Really, I have not tried that, Kim. I'm going to have to try that if I get other brush markers. And if you want to see the peach, this is Positively Peach, which is the skin tone. Oh, Woman in the Window. What is that about, Elizabeth? I am not familiar with that book. The Devil to Pay by William W. Johnstone and Under the Dome by Stephen King. I know Under the Dome because I think they made a mini-series. Oh, it's a thriller. So when you do that, see, and this is the way the skin tone looks on that's the Positively Peach when you get that done there. So, the Darcy Brothers box set. Is that Jane Austen? Hey, bestie, how are you? Corey's in the house. I was having problems with my iPhone, so I'm going to I am going face-to-face today, guys. So I think maybe once a month we'll do a face-to-face. That way it'll be a lot more fun to do. So I was showing the Color It brush pens, Corey. This is a very weird way to color on the screen like this. They're really nice, Corey. Only thing that is about this is that you have to buy the refill separately. And I think I'm going to have to buy another tripod, guys, because I want to show you something. You guys don't get really able to see my tripod. I can find where I put the tripod. I don't see the tripod, and I know I had it up here. I think part of it broke, guys, because I'm not really sure. So here, I think this broke. This part broke of this tripod. think this part broke of the tripod. You know what you can do, Corey, with the Zig Clean colors I've heard? I think I saw someone who did this video that you could use Copic ink refills. So, yeah, Anne was the one who showed those. Anne was the one who showed this. That you can refill your markers, your brush tip markers with Copic ink. The colorists are really nice because you can take this out, Corey, and you can refill them. And what you do is you drop 10 drops in here from this solution. Yep. You can put the Copic in the clean color. Copic ink. Same thing for Copic markers too. Well, they're $6 a piece, the thing, and I have 10 different colors, so I still need 14 more colors to get. Oh, you guys want to see my new books that came? I have new books. I only got 2 new books. So the 2 new books that came are Korean. They came in after the stream yesterday. Of course, you guys saw the 4 books that came in from the week. So if you watched the stream yesterday, this is Color of Dreams. Now, some of you may have seen this on Anne's channel. I really like the images in this book. They're all really pretty. You get a black cover. Nice houses. I like these houses. I will be doing full flip-throughs of these. Just to give you a little idea of what's in them. I will after the stream is over. Nice little castle. I like castles. Fun and Val. You guys may have seen this on Anne's page. Now, the next book that came is another Korean book, but this one is a Christmas book. It is a Nutcracker coloring book. So this is really fun. Yes, just like you like unicorns, Corey. Now, this book would have been perfect for Christmas in July. Look at that Christmas tree. And all the images are like single-sided. They're double-sided. It's really, this book is really, really cute. I didn't see this on anybody else's channel. If it is on somebody else's channel, probably was a while ago. Probably Coloring Queen if I saw it anywhere. Now that's really adorable. Is that not adorable? So the only thing I wish about the colored markers is that they would have had more colors for blending in the set, like a real pink. I already know what Corey's eyeing on her wish list. Asian books are awesome. You know who else has really awesome books is Mardell Rubio. And I don't think he gets featured enough, guys. As some of you know, November is going to be Mardell Rubio month on the channel. The art is different. The Nutcracker book. Of course I know. That was very sad about Catrin. You know, yesterday we did a picture in the stream from Daydreams. So, just want to show you guys something. Yeah. That's the brush pen, but this book is specifically made, the Prima Princesses book is specifically made for watercolor. So you have to keep in mind that when you work with watercolors, you know, I just can't believe at 23 years old that she would die. That made me feel utterly sad. And she gave some amazing tutorials. That's the cover for Prima Princess. There is a second one. So. You know what the weird thing about blood clots is, and I'm being really serious, in all honesty, those things will kill you if you don't get those taken care of. And what happens is that the blood clots can come at any time and you wouldn't even know. It just is really sad. I'm just really crying now about her passing. And don't forget, guys, to give the stream a thumbs up. You know, Kim, we actually did a picture. Yes, I will add a picture for all the stuff that I show. I'll add in the link down below. I'm hoping so too. Yes, we did the unicorn. For those people who weren't here yesterday, you know, I asked them yesterday would like a picture colored out of Daydreams in memory of Catrin, and or would they like me to continue in the night the night voyage? And so they chose this in honor of Catrin, the unicorn pick Corey. I know Corey would have liked to have seen this on Color of Dreams. I got that off of who did I get that off of? Cool Craft Book on Etsy. So I did this picture from memory. Yeah, the hashtag coloring for Catrin. So that's what we did. And this is from Daydreams. And if you're coloring for Catrin, I think any book by Anna Carlson, but this book in particular was Catrin's favorite book. So if you guys have it and you want to color in her memory, try to color out of this, because this is what we color in her memory. Thank you. We did color a little bit today earlier. I tried earlier today to stream from downstairs, but that did not work too well. We'll see if we have time tomorrow, Kim. Also, guys, which Creative Haven book would you like for the stream tomorrow? If you watched my Creative Haven, I showed all the Creative Haven / Dover books we had. I have the Unicorn book, the Fantasy Designs, Steampunk Fashions, Alice in Wonderland. It was buried with her? Daydreams? Steampunk. I have Country Charm. I have Cats and Dogs, the Dover book. Unicorns and Alice. So one for Steampunk, one for Unicorns and Alice. I don't stream Kim and Mermaids. I do have the Mermaids one. So one Steampunk, one Mermaids, one Unicorn / Alice. I'm coloring this up right now. And I'm going out tomorrow. I will not be able to stream Kim. I might miss Anne's stream. I might make Anne's stream, but I don't think I'll make Shalene's Sunday night stream, because I'm going out to dinner with my mother and my aunt. We're gonna have lobster tomorrow night, so, and I never pass up lobster dinner. 12 people each. So. Monday's too busy, and I'm working on Monday, so. See, I'm still not proficient at the blush pens, because the skin comes out a little blotchy. You guys don't see how blotchy it is, but it does come out. Really? You grew up in New England? What part of New England did you grow up in? Yes, it's very yummy, Elizabeth. The two places that I love to have lobster are no longer in the neighborhood. Oh, Connecticut. That must be nice. Beautiful trees, beautiful landscapes. But I'm going to buy a new tripod and see if I can. I would assume that when you live in certain parts of Connecticut, that it's expensive to live there. I think it might. Hold on. Where is it? See this part of the thing here? See this thing here? I think this thing got chipped here. You can't really see it. See where the chip is? Right over here. I think the thing got cracked. So I think the strip is, you know what, you can't really see it with the adapter on it. Taking the adapter off, and then maybe you could see it better with the gear off. But you see the place where it's all chipped? I don't even know how this happened. The thing got chipped here. I mean, I can still do my flip throughs, but it's very tough now because now I have to have it. I have to have something underneath everything to. I am actually doing a little bit of coloring with you guys, so you want steampunk. So I got 2 steampunks, 1 unicorns, and 1 mermaids. That I don't think you can get manufactured from the manufacturer. Okay, so it's not even an issue of. I'm gonna have to wait till Tuesday. I hate taking allergy medicine. I take Zyrtec because the other allergy medicine makes me so tired. Like if I take a Claritin or a Benadryl, I immediately go to sleep after I take that. So I take a Zyrtec because it's the only thing that doesn't make me go like this. Then he acts like he's. So is the chat moving? Sometimes the chat doesn't move. I think it's something to do with the way our histamines work because everybody's body's different. So I think what happens is it's a balance issue. Benadryl makes me sleepy. I don't know why, but it always had a weird effect on me. Well, I think certain people have a different, what is it called? A different immunity. And their histamines work differently. Our histamines are like what controls our sinuses or balances our sinuses. My mother says it's because I'm around dust too much. That's why I sneeze a lot. So there's nothing wrong with being the oddball. So you can see, did some more here. And you know what I sometimes do with this is I will take a watercolor pencil. I'll take a water peach or whatever I can find in whatever watercolor set. I don't think I can use Prismacolors over this skin. I have not tried that in a watercolor book, but let me try that. I do have my Prismacolor somewhere here. See if I can do that with a Prismacolor. But I'm not sure if I can do that. Sure enough, I'm missing my peach. Hold on. I will get something. I need something just very specific. I need something very, very specific. Peaches and cream. I need my water brushes. I need my water. I don't know what I'm doing. Arteza watercolors. Yeah, that book is only for watercolors. I don't think I... Too much water. We might have to use the Prismas. I have backups in here. This is where I store all my backups. Where did the chat go? Where did my chat go? My chat keeps going in and out. Why does my chat go in and out? Aren't they great, Corey, the art bin cases? But you can use the Prismas all over the skin. Didn't know you could do that with. This is the way the skin comes after using the Prisma on it. I don't have Prismacolor watercolors. I have some Inktense watercolors. I don't have the full set of those. I have the full set of Arteza watercolor pencils. Red wine is nice if it's very... I like sweet wines. I like wines that are very sweet. Some people like bitter wines. Other people like good wine. You know, every wine is different. And yes, you can use the Prismacolor on it. So I don't get really to use my Inktense pencils, but that's because I don't have a whole lot of practice using watercolors. I can tell this doesn't like my Prisma because it's eating my Prisma. See, it eats my Prisma. Well, this was nice and sharp before I did that section with the Prisma. It ate it. It's eating it very well. It's eating it, so that's not a good thing. There is something I can do, however. Normally would not recommend doing this to a Prisma. What is Paradox right now? There's a couple of books that were called Paradox, but I'm not sure what that one is. I think there was one by Alex London. There was a few other ones. I didn't even know Prismacolor had a watercolor pencil set. Oh, by Catrin Coulter. I'm not familiar with that. Well, it's not really dry. It's more wet than anything. So the paper is allowing me to do that. Plus, I have a fan going right now, as you can see in the background, that keeps it nice and cool. Oh my God, Robin, you are an amazingly fast reader. I cannot even read more than 2 books a week if I'm good. Where do you find the time to read, Robin, that much? I can't even read that many. I'm lucky if I read 1 book a week. And then I've also started to get into more watercolors. Have a bunch of watercolors. And then I have the really nice watercolors. God bless you, Robin. You're just a machine that's reading like crazy. I color like about 5 or 6 pictures, depending on how much. NetGalley is an amazing service. One thing I love about Book Expo is I get to see how many things are available for me. This just came out on NetGalley, guys. This book they just released this book on NetGalley for 500 members because I got the email for it. But since I already have it in book this arc in paperback form, and I will read that. And they also finally put this one up on NetGalley too. So this was one of my Book Expo. So they basically put these 2 up, and then they put another science fiction one up. They're not out yet, so they just did that. Surprised the Prisma took the paper. Guys, I made her a darker skin. This is one way to get darker skin tones. I'm surprised the Prisma took it. So. That's nothing. Outlander was, how many pages was Outlander? I think Outlander was like 900 and something pages. And the Game of Thrones books are like almost 1,000 papers. I'm surprised it's letting me do a dry pencil over the wetness, but maybe because I've already laid down the watercolor base, it's letting me do it. See? I can't do that because I have to work. I can't read 2 books a day. I'm lucky if I read 1 book in a week now because, I'm doing the color tube, and then I also have a book. You didn't miss much. Thank you, Phoenix Beautiful. You know what's a shame about finishing a coloring book? It's like you finish your favorite coloring book. You're like, okay, now I need to find a new favorite book to do. I kind of feel a little when do I say this? I feel a little sad that I finished Flowers and Gems, but I also feel happy I finished it because I actually finished something this year. What did you say? Okay, I'll throw down the papers for you. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. I had to throw something down towards my mother. Oh, Robin, I'm sorry to hear that. We all have issues and we all deal with them the best way we can. I'm just covering up the rest of the little thing at the end of the hair. So, I feel a little sad that the Nutcracker book came so late in this month, because in the brown, where the brown is. What is that? I'm not sure if a panacea is. Robin, you have to explain what that is. Also, guys, the more you get to know me, I'm also a big time wrestling fan. Yes, Tess, that's Prima Princesses. I think it's some people would say that coloring is meditative. And I like these brush pens because I don't put as much pressure on them. I found that when I use other mediums other than pencils and things. Hi, Kate. How are you? We're doing face-to-face conversations. I already showed my new books, so you might have to watch that back. We're coloring out of Prima Princesses the best I can do this on screen. So I put down a layer of watercolor brush pens, and then I put a Prismacolor pencil over it to smooth out the skin to make it look better. Well, Tess, this book is mostly made for watercolors, so if you have watercolors, you'll absolutely love this book. This book is absolutely so much fun to color. So this book is 100% one of my favorite books to color from. It's not huge. What happened in... And then what happened then? So then when you get the water brush pens, they're really nice to watercolor. It's not a huge book at all. It just looks bigger on screen than it is. So... Yay, Mother left. Go where she's going tonight. Then you get this lovely thing with this. So that's really pretty. I like that. One thing is, I wish my camera would be able to live stream, my video camera, but I found that it's not able to do that. Someone said I can do that. The Sony guy told me I can do that, but then I need a different piece of equipment to do that. And this color is Witty Raspberry. So some of you will see that, right? So if you want to see how the bleed through is in the other book, no bleed through at all. But this is specifically made for watercolor. They already have the water in them. They're basically watercolor brush pens. These are watercolor brush pens. So you don't even need water to activate these. It does have pretty pictures in it. They come out really vibrant no matter what kind of watercolors you use on it. But there's another book that has really pretty images in it, and I'm going to get it, guys. You can also blend them. If you guys ever go to the Facebook, thank you. But I'm going to show you another book, guys, that I think you guys would like. Here's another book. I don't use acrylics, Corey. I don't know that medium. But here's a picture from Linda Ravenscroft's book number 2 that I used some gel pens and I used some markers on it. So if you want, guys, we can always test out this. See how this works with this. I always like testing on different things. Now, the Linda Ravenscroft books are specifically made for watercolors. See right there, I did the watercolor there. What happened today, Elizabeth? Kind of curious to see how they work. Have to. You can see. Oh, really? Thank you, Lisa. This book is Linda Ravenscroft's Fairy and Fantasy Art, but you have to buy this via her website, Linda Ravenscroft's website, because this book is done in a lot of different things. I have used markers in it and gel pens in it. Guys, oh God, no. I would have been scared the dog might have eaten them. You don't want that to happen, but you know how animals like to eat everything. And then to make sure that nothing got through. As you can see you can see where the markers went through. Even on this 300 GSM paper, you can tell where the markers went through. So markers will work in the Linda Ravenscroft book, but they do go through. So when you're using alcohol-based markers, put something behind them. But as you can see, the three little flowers that I colored using the brush pens did not go through at all. So just saying, guys. See, when I want to test watercolor, test watercolor mediums, I sometimes use this page and this book as a tester page to see how good this is. Because this is 300 GSM and this is supposed to be good for all your water mediums, whether they be brush pens, markers, watercolors. Why does the chat end up going in and out? You know, you have to try different things to learn different things. So yeah, I'm doing the orange buttons again. See how the orange works on this? A lot of what I like to color sometimes is trial and error, and that's the only way. You know, everything is different, and then, you know, you also have to learn what papers work the best with what mediums. You know, because different paper is going to work differently with different mediums. See, what I like is these, if we're talking about cases, like for things like gel pens, and things like that, I like these Creation cases because they have a great deal of things that you can use to do that. So, see what I like about them is that they're nice and big and they store a whole lot of my gel pens. And there's more gel pens in this. So that's what I like about them. Those. Now I like a case like this for my Prismas, the BKSYs. This is a BKSY one, and this is the 151. So you get like a whole lot of them in there, and you can tell that I use a lot of my Prismas. I use my Prismas quite often, and so the case gets very varied. So I buy a lot of my pencils open stock. If I don't buy them open stock, I buy them this way. Or you could buy a case like this, which holds my 72 Arteza colored pencils. Hi, Victoria. So, you know, depending on what you need them for. And then you have these things, which are my spare pencils. And sometimes when I'm traveling, I take these cases, these little wraps. So, and with these wraps, you go like this. You fold them up. I'll show you the little thing you do with this. This is like the travel kit. When you roll it up like this. You roll it up. And then you can go like this. Roll it up. And this is what you put your travel case in. Well, this is a rather loose way to do it. Or you have one of these, like the star ones like this. You roll it up. You roll them up. You roll them up. And then you tie them up. And then you tie them up. So then you tie them up and you roll them up, or you could use something like that for your travel cases. I'm just saying you don't have to use those, but those are what I use for cases. The thing is, when you color with grayscale, the shading's done for you, so you don't have to. You can just let the color plain. Now, some people will say, "Well, I put pastel colors in there more." All cases are nice. You know, they're different. So, just so you guys can see the orange in this book, I put a little orange now in the picture. Just so you guys can get an understanding of it. So the color alongs for August, as far as I understand, is that me, Sharon, and Anne are doing Creative Haven. I know Zoe's doing Fairies. I know Shalene did a recap of what she's doing. So just to let you guys know, that's what I'm doing next. That's what I'm co-hosting next month. Then September, we're doing Magical September, which is anything fantasies. Fantasy based and magic based. So something like Magical Jungle, Enchanted Forest, I would take those. Magical City, The Magical Journey, I would take those. Anything fantasy, fairy tales. Fairy tales I will accept, but those are, those are magic based. So something like Harry Potter I will take too for Magical September. Then in October, we're not really doing a color along. November will be Margot Rubio Appreciation Month. I really love Margot Rubio. So Margot Rubio is amazing. I love his art. I think his art is amazing. So I'm just doing this little thing here. Every once in a while, I get one of those little tiny little flowers that just annoys you. You do have to buy the refills for them. They're $6 a piece, but they are a great pen. I love these pens. Really do love these pens. And that's one little thing. I don't really use the super tips. I find that they're kind of hard and they bleed through a lot of things that I had a set, and then I didn't like them. They dried up on me. It was really weird. It's just like, and I gave that set to my cousins because they're younger and they just like those cups. They love Crayola products. So for me, it was a win that they got something that they enjoyed, and I got rid of something that I didn't really enjoy using. Oh, which fairy book? Because you know who else does that? Thomas Kincaid does that with the Disney books. Has one side where it's a picture and then another side where it's not. Fabrica Fantasy. Laura Rafferty has a shop that's really good, but her books are really expensive if you buy them in print. But if you buy them as PDFs, they're a lot less money. There's I would say make a Jelena, but you already put that down there. There's a new guy called Small and Round on Etsy. Coloring Queen actually did a review or flip through of the digital book. So she got that down there. So she has a lot of books there. So you can see I've started to fill out this picture. This picture is filling up rather nicely, I think. I think I'm going to color this all purple. All the flowers purple. And fuchsia. Oh, lilac is the color. So. You see, this is the purple. And this color is lovely lilac. But the thing about these, Kate didn't see these. These are the colored water brush pens, Kate. And what they have is a nice refill system. And you take the refills and then you take this out and then you can just put the refills in. So that's what you do with them. See? Hard part with this little fairies book is there's so many details. Sometimes in Linda Ravenscroft's books, there's so many little details that it takes a while to do a picture. And sometimes Depends on how much you use the pen. I've already refilled the Positively Peach color thing once already. So they really, I love the colors that they do in this. And they're refillable too, Kate. This one, Kim, is this is an English artist, and you have to buy, actually, guys, if you want to buy these books, you have to buy them at Linda Ravenscroft's site. They are not cheap at all. All these little dots. Dollar Diva here! Dollar Diva's here! Yay! I love Dollar Diva. I love Nisi. Nisi makes me laugh. How is your little puppy doing? Or your big puppy? The thing about this is I haven't tested it yet out in Ivy or Johanna's book. I'm kind of afraid that this might leak through that paper. So I might actually do it on the last page and see where these are. These are the new watercolor brush pens, if you're not familiar with them. How much does he weigh, Nisi? Nisi has, oh my God, he's 60 pounds. Nisi? The other day I was looking at, I got an email from, what is it called? Joann's. Oh, Nisi, you got to train him not to be so rough. He's just a very energetic puppy. What is he, a golden or is he a lab? Because goldens and lab puppies have a lot of energy. When I was very young, I had not a golden retriever, but a Labrador. Let me tell you something. That dog loved to knock me over as a child. I had a Saint Bernard, but my cousin had the golden. So when the golden and the Saint Bernard puppy came together, they would just be very rough and knock us down. Yellow Labrador Retriever. And remember, guys, when the color goes down wet, it's going to look different than when it dries. So keep that in mind, that this picture may look very different the next time I show you. Amazon is like, how do you say it? Amazon is really a funny place for me because I view Amazon as my enemy and my great. I love it and I hate it at the same time. I'm looking for the next color. And then you got the green here. So my mother goes to me, when are you going to stop shopping Amazon? You're spending way too much money. I really do spend way too much money on Amazon, but I love Amazon. Amazon's awesome for me. Because if I was left... This is Dark Green. Look at this green. Oh, I like this green. The only thing about the colored brush pens is that I wish they had more of them. See? Exactly, Cole. You pay enough for Prime as it is. But I am actually, after the next few pre-orders come in, I'm actually trying really hard not to buy anything so I can go on vacation. I'm actually going to have to sell something to pay for the trip in September. In September, I am actually going late. Well, now the dates have been set. But late September, I will be actually going to California to see my niece, who's turning 1 year old. I have not seen her the whole time she's been a baby, an infant. And I really need to see her, but it's just always been a timing issue for me. Look, Corey, that's ridiculous. Why, does your husband get on you if you buy stuff? Okay. I have actually one of those little pencils. I actually do have a saucer here. I do have one of those. Oh, what's up in that? That was not meant to happen. Okay. Let's try that. And we're going to try another color in there. Now we're going to mix it. I don't like that mix at all. Not a good idea, Kim. It didn't work too well, but I'll learn how to mix another time. Mixing for me is a new thing. It's not... I'll have to remix the refillings. Tuna. Let me So then you see the green. Well, you know what it is? I can do layering, and I can layer with pencils, but I don't know how to do it yet with paintbrushes because I'm kind of very new to these. These are my first ever brush pens. I have worked with brush markers a little bit too, so it is a new product for me. Oh no. The color's coming out lighter than it did before. When the markers start to come out lighter than they did before, that means you diluted the tip too much. I diluted them a little too much. Now they're coming out a little more. Because if you dip them in water, they dilute the color. No, it's okay. Just put a little water in them because I don't have this color as a refill yet. Hi, Kayla. How are you? You happy with your Happy Meal? I know you. If you watched Kayla earlier today, she was so happy because she got daydreams today. So you see this? That's what you can do with the brush pens. Sometimes when you're looking at the brush pens and the picture on camera, it looks a little bit different. It's really great. And I love grounded green. This is a green that I absolutely love, guys. These were only $30, Kayla, for the set of 24. I know it'll change when it dries. So you see that green that I just did? That's the grounded green. Everything changes when you're doing watercolor, Kim. It's like not even... I feel almost like... What did you get for $22? The brush pens? I want the colored gel pens, but they're kind of like expensive. They're like $60 to get the gel pens, and I'm not sure I want to spend that much money. So you see that that's the grounded green. problem with this picture is that there's so many details on it. You know, I wanted to show you guys just what you could do with the brush pens. You play with the Holbeins are really expensive. I want them because they're the only set I don't have. But you shouldn't be going to get them right away because, you know, there are a lot of other beautiful pencils out there. And there's a lot of different mediums out there too. There's water mediums, there's ink. And you know who I really love seeing, what I've been seeing lately is, what's her name? Zucchini Kitty does those distress inks. And I'm like, when I see what she does with those distress inks, I'm like, which one? There's two of them. There's two books I got off Etsy. This one. Or this one. The Nutcracker one. The Christmas Nutcracker one. So, see, Grace finds the books. And I need to stop shopping Etsy because I just saw another book. There'll be delis, or some of you may have seen me use the deli pencils. These are deli pencils. These are deli pencils. They look like an Arteza and a Holbein and a Arteza Faber-Castell. So those are those. Where's my outspoken orange? I love the names of the colors that they came up with for the things. See, but this book is very good. You have to buy that at LindaRavenscroft.com. Hold on. If somebody has the link to that, can they type that in? Where are my mods? Corey? Hold on. I'm getting that link for you right now. this. I got it, guys, for you. That's where you go to buy her books. But you do have to pay shipping, and it is a different currency than American money. The currency is British pound, so you will have to do a currency exchange plus shipping and handling. I'm just telling you that now so you don't go. So I just want you to be aware that you can do that. The watercolor is really funny. So, but the books are beautiful. They absolutely are beautiful. This is book 2. This is just page. This is the first page in the book, and I've been working on and off for 3 to 4 weeks. So it's different when you're doing it on your laptop, when you're streaming on your laptop than you are on your phone, because it's a very different medium to do it on. Bye, Robin. So, you look at her pages and they're all beautiful. Like this is another one that I want to do at some point, but I'm going to do this when I'm better at. They're all spiral bound. Yes, Faye. Everything is beautiful in her books. This is a book this is a picture I did all in marker. I did this all in marker. This is one with the unicorn. I saw someone do a beautiful picture of this, and they did such an amazing job with the background. Here's another one that I did with. Oh no, this is the first book, not the second book. My mistake. This is one I also did in marker as well. So this is just some of the stuff. I know that May was doing one from book 3 because she has like 5 or 6 of these books out. So you do pay a lot of money. But the way that I justify, if you're going to buy this book, the way you justify this book is that this book is beautiful, and her books are beautiful and so different than anybody else's book, When do you see images like this? Now, if you're not a fairy lover, and this is an Alice in Wonderland thing, someone recently did the Tea Party. Somebody recently did this picture. Did this picture just for the Alice in Wonderland picture. And then they did the elves. This is a grayscale book, but you can color this with watercolor. Here's another one. And the paper's really thick too, and it's a good watercolor book. It's a good book to test. If you're not a person who loves grayscale, but you love fairies, you can overlook the grayscale. I overlooked the grayscale. That's what I say, and then the last page. It's not many pages, but you know what? You have to. Jelly pens? Don't you mean gel pens? GEL pens? I have gel pens. I've also used some gel pens on this page. The wings, for example, you guys can't really see it. But this was all glitter gel pens. You guys don't really see it. But it is gel pens. Sharon, and this is only one of her books. She has like 5 or 6 of them. And she also has a Facebook group, guys. There is literally a Facebook group for her. She literally has a Facebook group. So if you're not... And I've actually been using this book in my Prima Princesses book as my testing page for all my watercolor pens. Remember, Sharon, when you go to buy the books, they're not going to be $9.99. That's the pounds, so you have to convert the pounds, and I think the books come up to like $14, $15. So do a currency conversion because I don't want to tell you a price and it's wrong. I can't buy every book I see, Sharon. I have to be a little bit more careful now because I have to pay my mother money to pay her for the airline tickets. Or you use a book like this, too, to test your watercolors. Trying to find the picture that we did today. Or you do something like this to test out your watercolors. But some watercolors are more opaque than others, and others are not. So it's different when you do. Different books have different paper too. I'm not going to say one book is better than the other. These happen to be the 2 watercolor books that I like to work with. I'm right now looking for my Christy Rice book because I want to start working in that book, but I don't know where my Christy Rice book is at the moment. I'm sure I'll find it when I... Every book is different with paper, you know. I wouldn't recommend these in Create Space books, quite frankly, because I'm afraid they'll bleed right through the paper. But someone was telling me that the Arteza brush pens, they love them, but the problem is every book that they've used, they bleed right through. And I'm like, what books are you using? Because the paper could be the issue. Paper is... Every paper is going to be a little bit different, depending on how you like to color it. These, the set themselves, this was $30. But these refills, this is where they get you. The refills are each $6, but you can refill the water brush pens up to 15 times. Or you get watercolor paper. And you can buy watercolor paper at any office store will sell it, or any art supply store will sell watercolor paper if you're working with watercolors. And I'm going to show you something I did on another paper, but it's not watercolor paper. This was a Jennifer Stay book. Now, this was on Jennifer Stay's mixed media paper. Now, this is with the Color It water brush pens. I used it on the Jennifer Stay paper. This was all done with watercolor paper, with the Color It water brush pens. I didn't even use any pencils over it. So, and then if you guys want to, this was something done in Easter Bliss 1, and this was her gnome. And this is what happened when I did it. As you can see, very little bleed through. If there was bleed through, it was very little. It wasn't even barely noticeable. But then Jennifer Stay also has on her books this protective sheet. And so different papers are going to react differently to different mediums. I'm just showing you guys that so you guys can understand you can use watercolors in Jennifer Stay's books, if you choose to do that. So you're going to learn that paper, depending on what kind of paper you use when you use watercolor books, it is different. Everything is different depending on paper. So guys, I'm going to finish the stream here. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you all have enjoyed this stream. I have enjoyed this stream immensely. Thank you guys so much for coming. So everybody have a good week. Have a good weekend. I hope you have enjoyed this. And happy coloring, everybody.